Am I getting laid off today? Late last night my manager put a 15-minute meeting with him on everyone's calendar with the title, Quick Touch Base. It's scheduled for the end of the day. You should update us at the end of the day and let us know. Oh. My guess would be that he might be leaving. Especially if the same quick meeting is on everyone's calendar individually. Maybe. Maybe not. Literally impossible for us to tell you. It could be a layoff. Or it could be them wanting to touch base with everyone about a million other things. Maybe they're quitting and they're letting the team know. Maybe the team's being deprioritized and everyone's moving to a different team. Maybe so many other things. Whatever it is, it's out of your control. Guessing your manager is leaving. I've usually seen layoffs at the start of the day. My boss did the same thing to me. It was to let me know that I got my full bonus. And thanked me for my hard work. So hopefully it's something like that for you. It's not even Friday. Everyone knows you only get fired on Fridays. Do you know if HR is in it? If so, high chance, yes. It might be a reorganization. Our manager did the same thing during his day off. To tell that we will merge with another team and skip manager will change. My boss does this shit all the time. I'm jaded by it. It's usually something about him taking a day off or someone in another department was abusing their breaks so everyone gets a talking to. I usually check if HR is included and if other teammates are on the call. Don't want to scare you. But when I was laid off, I had a meeting with the VP of Software Development and it was labeled a quick touch base call. What I found funny after the fact is they even had the nerve to say part of the meeting was to get to know me a bit. Update your post. I hope it truly is a touch base call. Can you see other people's calendars? Look to see if your manager has similar meetings for other people. Had something similar like a couple months ago. It turned out to be an announcement of a manager leaving and what will happen to the team that he managed. Nobody was laid off. The optics of the meeting definitely were not good given the current environment. Edit. Also, Hour was in that meeting. A few people on my team a few weeks back got 15 minutes invites saying almost the same thing and they got laid off. Wishing the best for you, op. I swear there's more ambiguity in the word touch base than there is in design Netflix. I despise that word. If that's what a 15-minute touch base means to you at your company, it's probably for the best. It's possible that your manager is resigning. Lots of things possible. But the fact that it's the same meeting on everyone's calendar, it points to either something about him or a more generic company announcement. They usually don't lay off people in large groups, since it's supposed to be somewhat private. But every company and layoff are different. I've only seen layoffs and firings happen early to midday. Let us know what happens. Last time my manager did one of these last-minute mandatory meetings, it was to announce he quit. Usually people are not fired in the same meeting. It's one-on-one unless an entire group gets dissolved. You would know if that is even an option in your org. Touch base seem like a normal meeting. The entire team. It could be the manager is leaving. These kind of things usually don't go out to the whole team. It's usually one person at a time. It's not always one person at a time. He is having an affaire with another subordinate. My manager and his manager have scheduled a suspicious meeting called 2-1 with me next week as well. Layoffs usually happen on a Friday. It would be incredibly fucked up if they laid you off on the last day of the month, making your healthcare end immediately. Not saying corporate America isn't fucked up enough to do this, but usually companies do it at the beginning of the month so you can have your insurance through the month. Anyone who is not on the invite who should be most likely not meetings for getting laid off fired are generally in the morning. And HR will generally be CC'd on there for you to see. They're not secrets. Most likely your manager is leaving. Or there is a reorg and your team is going to be split or moved to a different org. If you are the top 20, you aren't getting laid off. The only way that would happen is if the company fires the bottom 80. And if that happens, I would want to look for another job either way. Remind me one day. If it's a layoff, usually someone from HR will be shown as attending the meeting as well. Could be that they are leaving. Or a reorg. Why would he put it on everyone's calendar if it was just to fire you? My manager did exactly this, and it was to inform us he was leaving the team effective immediately. Lol. 51 people here waiting for the big news. Any updates? Updater. Who's here to touch base about ops touch base? What happened? The company is folding. On a serious note, I completely dislike this cliffhanger technique used by management to stress people out. If everyone is CC'd, it's likely nothing that bad. I'd just be like, hey, I just saw you put a meeting on my calendar for end of day. Is everything alright? Any specific agenda topic for the meeting? I hate this, and sometimes I just reach out directly and ask for an explanation agenda. If you really want to know, ask if you can reschedule. If manager insists you be there without clarification about meeting agenda, that's a bad sign. I feel like they would do it on a Friday if they were going to fire you. If so, it's super poorly done. Layoffs should be done instantly and with zero notice. For legal safety, there shouldn't be what sounds like a full working day difference between the manager and ICs being informed. Too high a chance of the ICs finding out before the effective time. The safest and recommended approach is to revoke access immediately, and that essentially be how when they're informed. Otherwise, disgruntled employees have a chance to go mess something up. Download IP. Thrash socially in company chat. Etc. Touchbase doesn't sound like layoff. Sounds more like personal update. Company update RTO or something like that. Lol. Probably. I'm 99.999999 sure it's at minimum some kind of project pivot or restructure. Remind me 5 hours. You're not invited to meetings if you're getting fired. You're invited to update meetings if other people are. You don't get advanced notice of these things. Take it as a blessing in disguise. Now's the time to work on your rap career. It's probably a call to give you a raise and bonus. He gonna praise you work so hard and great that he needs to let you go. Let me know when he updates. Could be. Document all of your positive work and be prepared to ask relevant questions. Yeah, probably, dude, lol. Remind me 4 hours. How the fuck are we supposed to know? Do you ask such stupid questions on the daily? Because if that's the case, you might just be. Look carefully today to see if any of your access to anything gets removed. Last time this happened to me, my manager announced he was leaving. It could be anything.